everybody, it's Jeff May. Thanks for watching MotoAmerica on YouTube. Please be sure to like and subscribe.
A beautiful sunny day here, very little wind, and the temperature is rising on track and off it as well. It is Dynapack Superbikes at the Ridge, a final day of racing. And Roger, we're getting ready for the Twins Cup. Always an exciting race. We saw a great race yesterday that was ended prematurely. But let's have a look at the way that these riders are going to form up on the grid as they make their way around on this exciting lap. Always one to watch, Roger, as we get ready to have a look at how they're going to line up. A look then at row number 1, Anthony Mazziotto, the race winner yesterday. Jody Barry, the championship leader, and Caleb de Keyrel. There were grid penalties yesterday, as there was in Superbike. Today, not. This is the way that they will start.
No, and yesterday we seen a great race, and I think today, we're going to see a 4-5 rider battle. Yeah,
as I said before our commercial break, there are a couple of riders that we will not see. We will not see Trevor Standish. We may not see Bartcon Racing's Dominic Doyle. I know I was receiving some messages from Colin Barton, the team owner. They had an engine issue earlier today. I know the guys were working hard to change that engine on Dominic Doyle's machine. We haven't seen him go through the picture as yet, so we'll just wait and see whether Dominic is on the grid. And there he is. Dominic Doyle is on the grid. So great work by Mike and the Bartcon Racing team. Of course, not what you want as a rider to have an engine let go when you have that issue in the morning warm-up session. There's Anthony Mazziotto. You wonder what he's doing pointing at his wrist. That is, of course, because of Wilbur watches. These guys will be receiving the Wilbur watch, but because of the fast track, he doesn't get presented it on the grid. But fear not, Anthony, because you will get it delivered to you. You're still going to get it, buddy. You're still going to get it. And I don't suppose he's going to be too worried not to get it. But he's not asking what time it is. He just wants his watch. And they're quite a nice timepiece.
Yeah, I don't blame him. They're nice. I would want mine too. Actually, I got one.
I was going to say, you got it. Oh, here we go. I knew it. Here we go then. Lights out, away we go. Sorry, that was not even the sighting lap. It was a warm-up lap, so we're wasting no time. Talk about a fast track. We missed that completely. Heading down in towards turn number 1 then. Caleb de Keyrel, very aggressive, and Cody Wyman up into 4th place. A much better start for the 34.
Yeah, it looks like everybody made it through the chicane, and we didn't go through there 3 or 4 wide.
Through the first of the real left-handers, Jody Barry's made a much better start. Looks like one of the Robert Aprilias is there in 5th position. That could be Benjamin Gloddy. And Benjamin Gloddy, we were saying so many good things about him yesterday, and then we kind of give him the commentator's curse. But hopefully no problems today. A strong start then for all of this leading group, and the leading 6 or 7 already with a little bit of a breakaway, just like you called it, Roger.
Yeah, and Hayden Schultz kind of got shuffled back a little bit, being on that, not being on that front row today, 6. So hopefully he can make some moves quick. Look at Caleb already making a move on Jody Barry. We seen this start yesterday out of Anthony Mazziotto, him getting away. Then he made that one mistake on that with a couple laps to go, and he let these guys, make it a race.
Anthony Mazziotto then out front, looking to convert pole position to the winner. Oh, Jody Barry late on the brakes, and that sucks Hayden Schultz with him. They both got in there a little bit deep, and that's easy to do, isn't it? You're following behind someone, and they just drag you in, and you can follow them in and make a mistake as well.
I think because Hayden was already on the outside, and when Jody went to back shift, maybe let the clutch out a little too quick or something and stepped out. But Hayden's making a move now into turn 13 and makes it stick.
There is Max Flinders, Dad Martin down there with the Jody Barry crew. I'd like to see Max Flinders on a twin. That'd be pretty. That'd be good to see. Through we go then to complete lap number 1. Anthony Mazziotto is leading this race, but as I said yesterday, a rejuvenated Caleb de Keyrel, the defending champion, 70 points back in terms of points. Takes a little look on the inside. There's a change there for 3rd. Looks like Hayden Schultz slots through into 3rd, and he does. And Hayden Schultz yesterday said he felt he had the pace. He hit a false neutral, sort of roughly where he is there. That put him back. No mistakes so far for Hayden Schultz. We know that he is going to have late race pace because he worked on that throughout practice.
Yeah, didn't focus at all on the time attacks or qualifying, just working on his race pace all weekend. And I mean, even yesterday, broke the track record for the race lap record, and he's going to have to do it again today if he's going to chase these two boys down at the front.
Caleb de Keyrel. Oh, Caleb de Keyrel looks to the outside. Mazziato makes a mistake, and Caleb de Keyrel swoops to the inside. Well, if there's a gap, you've got to go for it, right?
Yeah, it looks like Anthony just got in a little bit deep, ran wide, and Caleb capitalized. Caleb looks good today, and even all weekend, this is probably the strongest weekend that we've seen out of him. Looks like he's starting to find his form again. Last race at REV'IT and is carrying over to this weekend.
Yeah, and how much is it sometimes a mental thing as well? We talk about it all the time. You're the defending champion. Sometimes you can have a bike issue, but sometimes, you're never going to get a perfect bike. Sometimes you've got to just get on the thing and ride it, start having fun. And whatever Caleb has done in the last couple of races, it's working for him again. And we're seeing the real Caleb now, aren't we?
Yeah, and a lot of it is mental. And racing is a lot more mental than I think people think. And he's even admitted that, the problem's been him. The bike's been good. He has to figure it out.
Into the waterfall section. Small mistake there from Anthony Mazziato. There is Hayden Schultz. There's the pit board getting ready, +0. Limited information on the pit board, but a lot less than we've seen on some of the superbikes. Just basic information.
Yeah, some guys want more or less. It just depends on the rider. Some guys don't really want too much information because they don't want to have to think about it.
47-0 for Caleb de Keyrel. That surely is getting towards an outright circuit record. That seems very fast to me from Caleb. 1:47.013 on the second flying lap.
The race record is a 46.7.
So already within 3/10. He's not hanging about, is he? He's got the hammer down, and he's trying to break the rest of the field and doing a pretty good job as he heads up this little straight, heading down now into turn 5. Here is Hayden Schultz in third. There is the 34 of Cody Wyman, sandwiched there in the middle. Jody Barry just behind him, the championship leader, who is not having as strong a weekend as we have seen. And Cody Wyman, on the other hand, is riding out of his leathers here. This is a brilliant ride from Cody.
Yeah, and Cody's just been getting stronger on this Twins bike as the years went on. Yesterday he was 7th, but he looked like he was further up there for a while. And like you said, Jody Barry, we haven't seen this weekend out of him. He's kind of struggled a little bit, but he has a points lead. Don't throw it away, and just take what you can get.
Yeah, Jason Weigert still down there in the paddock, in the pit lane. A very different race, it seems. We're only on lap number 3. What are you making about what we're seeing? This is not what we saw 24 hours ago.
Well, what's funny about that race, though, is that it was cut short, right? So the top 3 all told me they thought that should have or could have been their race. That includes Mazziato, who held on to win it, and then Schultz and de Keyrel, who were catching him late. And Schultz said really it's all mental for him. He didn't really make any changes to the bike. It's all about execution. And he said that race he was waiting, and obviously the checkered flag came a little earlier than expected. So how long will he wait? Does he have more pace? Can he get to the lead group? And he said the hardest part is executing that perfect lap once you actually get there.
Caleb de Keyrel smashes the outright circuit record, 1:46.565. He's the fastest ever rider on a Twins Cup around this circuit. We are into unknown territory. They are a couple of seconds quicker than they were not even a couple of years ago. Incredible development and performance on these Twins machines. And he now has a 0.1 of a second advantage. Caleb de Keyrel coming to a couple of circuits. Remember, Roger, 2 or 3 years ago when MotoAmerica was supporting World Superbike, Caleb de Keyrel from the middle of the grid took his first ever win in this category. Everybody wondered where he'd been. He suddenly shot to ascendancy, got his first win in front of the World Championship paddock. And if he can win here, we go to a track where he's won before, then we go to his home race. The next run of tracks really are going to favour Caleb de Keyrel.
Yeah, and obviously he has the ability, the team, and the talent to go on quite a run. And we've seen it before him win a lot of races. And, this form that we see Caleb on this weekend is going to be scary for his competitors.
Getting notification of a jump start penalty for the number 234. That's Edoardo Mazzuoli, who's currently running in 10th position, the rider from Italy. As Mazziato takes a little look over his shoulder, that will be a jump start penalty. And again, forgive me, I'm not so familiar with the jump start penalty rules here. Is that a ride-through, or do they add time?
They just add time.
Okay.
Which I love that, because you're not going to gain enough to run your race or make such a big difference. If you have to come through pit lane for a jump start, it's going to run your race. So, they usually add 3-5 seconds.
Looking at Anthony Mazziato here in second. As I said, all 3 of the top riders yesterday thought that. Oh, and Jody Barry, we've got problems, boys.
Yeah, sorry, Jason. Yeah, we're seeing the same pictures as you. We saw the times coming down. You've obviously got a monitor down there as well. There is drama for the championship leader. And Roger, what were we saying? In fact, Jason as well. Stay with us. Gets your take on this, Jason. Championships are determined by points. Jody Barry is scoring a big fat 0. That's not what he needed.
That's right. Yeah, they've been waiting for that mistake, and that's the difference. Caleb de Keyrel, okay, he was salvaging early in the season. He gets a win, maybe gets on a run. As you mentioned, going to some tracks he likes. This championship could change in a hurry. As for Masiato, he was so confident after yesterday's race. He says the only reason he lost that gap that he had is because he made a mistake and found himself in 6th gear on the slowest section of track. He thinks he could have held that gap if not for that one mistake. So they didn't change much in the bike for the second place rider right now. Just front tire pressure because of the heat. But they're bringing the heat to him right now because you can see Hayden Schultz is starting to put it together from 3rd.
Yeah, thanks, Jason. And, well, when Jason just said there, Roger, he's got problems. I was more worried about him bouncing down those curbs. I mean, that would have certainly rattled his teeth. But what a shame for the championship leader. That is going to throw things wide open. He'd opened up a huge advantage in terms of points. He's back there in the pits. We can see what's going on, and it clearly was a technical problem. He walks disconsolately away. And as we said, the defending champion, Caleb de Keyrel, was 70 points behind. If he wins this, it's down to 45. It's game on.
Yeah, and also for the team right now, they got to keep working on it. Try to figure it out in case there's a red flag and he's able to get back in that race. But that's the first mistake we've seen out of Jody Barry all year, either practice, qualifying, anywhere. It wasn't his fault. Caleb de Keyrel now 46-4.
Caleb de Keyrel has really just found his groove, hasn't he? He now has a 1.4 second advantage, and Hayden Schultz, as we said, also now quicker. Dominic Doyle is dropping down our timing screen as well, so unfortunately for Dominic, who was salvaging a top 10 finish for Barkon Racing, it looks like he has some kind of issue as he now drops down the order. There is Hayden Schultz. Did a lot of work in practice on a used tyre. It was certainly a strategy that looked like it was going to pay off yesterday, but at the moment there's no answer to Caleb de Keyrel. We're only at the half distance point though, Roger. The question would be, what kind of long tyre run did Caleb de Keyrel do in practice? We know for sure that Hayden Schultz is going to be good for the full race. We know that.
And also with the track temperatures being a lot higher, you know, right now is when these riders are really coming into the unknown, because they don't know what these temperatures is going to do to these tires over the race distance.
Yeah, and Dominic Doyle has gone into the pit. So for family that are watching and not wondering, he hasn't crashed, he has retired to the pit. So Dominic Doyle and Jody Barry both with technical problems. That has put them out, and Marshall's then waving the flag. That is a diminished adhesion flag, and I wonder whether that was maybe something that was being dropped then from Jody Barry. That would make sense. That was kind of at the point where he was going on the curbs.
Yeah, maybe when he ran off, when he came back on, he could have brought some rocks or something and just kind of let the riders know, you know, there's something on the track, and just be looking for it.
Yeah, of course, Marshall's the only way that riders are aware. But Jody Barry going back out then, so whatever that problem was, they fixed it. And as you said, he is now only technically a couple of laps behind. As long as he's running, he would still be classified. So if there was a red flag, he would potentially be able to continue. But I think he's just too far behind now, isn't he, to score any points? I think it's just too much. Here is the battle then for second position. Yamaha versus Aprilia, red versus blue. Caleb de Keyrel has just disappeared here today. It's a convincing lead of almost 2 seconds. Hayden Schultz looking to go on the inside of Anthony Masiato, and he must be listening to us, Roger. Perfect move there for the 49 of Hayden Schultz. He goes through into the 20-point position, and that really will be a great present for him. Those 20 points, given that he was second or third in the championship, will really close him in on Jody Barry.
Yeah, but let's see what Anthony Masiato, I think he's not just going to let him go. He's probably going to put up a fight, but Hayden got a great run out of turns 4 and 5, that little short shoot into 6. Positioned himself on the inside, which gave him the line for the corner, and that was a really good pass.
Hayden Schultz then, nice line. And
Caleb
de Keyrel, the champion and the leader of this race, who was looking as though it was going to be his first win of the season. Drama, drama, drama. And he had gone through the first split faster than anybody else. He was pushing hard. Roger, he didn't need to push that hard.
Yeah, he opened it up to almost a 2-second lead, and, you know, just doing lap record pace and just pushed it too hard with only a couple laps left to go.
Well, We always say it's never over till it's over. Caleb de Keyrel, who was cruising to his first win as the champion, onto the start and finish straight, and now this is the battle for the win. Here's a look on the inside. He loses the front. Down he goes. He holds the clutch. He tries to hang on to it. The Veloce Racing Aprilia slides to earth, and a mistake from the champion has given the race win, as it stands right now, to either Hayden Schultz or Anthony Mazziato.
He went through that first sector 1.4 seconds quicker than the other guys. So, I mean, he was on a amazing lap. I mean, he already had a 2-second lead, just pushed it a little too hard. We don't really see Caleb make too many mistakes like that.
No, he is going to be so disappointed and so frustrated. This now really does put a completely different dimension on the championship, with Jody Barry crashing out. The Veloce Racing Aprilia hopes were very much resting on the shoulders of Caleb de Keyrel, and he's thrown it away. Back at the front then, 3.5 laps to go. Now look at the body language of Anthony Mazziato, where he was looking, maybe just looking to settle for a podium. He now smells another win. Look at this, look at the difference.
Yeah, the game has changed. You can tell once he's seen Caleb go down, he sees the win in front of him now, where it looked like he was just going to take that third and move on. Now it's changed, and now we got a race on our hands.
And look who's in third position, Cody Wyman, looking for what would be a potential first podium finish. Blake Davis and Corey Ventura are fighting now over fourth position. Benjamin Gloddy in sixth. A little run down the top 10 while we continue to focus on this leading two. Mazzuoli in seventh. He has a penalty for jumping the start. Teague Hobbs, damage limitation for him in eighth. Michael Henao and Liam McDonald putting the Pure Attitude Yamaha into the top 10 as it stands for the second consecutive day. Through the penultimate sequence of corners, 3 to go. Roger, where's your money on this one?
I don't know. Hayden's looked really strong this week, but Anthony Mazziato has been strong as well. It's just hard to tell. And, you know, let's talk about Cody Wyman. I mean, he's doing this. His last lap was faster than the leader. So I think if he's not too far out of it. If these two start battling and get into each other, we've seen some guys get into each other in previous races today. He could be in a good spot. And also Blake Davis last lap, fastest guy on the track with the 47.3.
Yeah, really impressed with Blake Davis. And Jason, you're down there in the pits. We've seen Jody Barry rejoin the circuit. What was the problem?
Yeah, just real quick, guys. Broken shifter, came in, got a shifter fixed. He's back out, but that's going to hurt in the standings.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks for bringing us that. We weren't sure whether it was an engine or something, but a broken shifter. He is back out there, but he's circulating 2 laps down. He's going to need another couple of riders to have some misfortune to salvage a point. It's looking like a 0 for Jody Barry. There he is, riding around. His lap times, what can we see? A 47.2. So he's lapping really as quick as that sort of battle, Blake Davis, Corey Ventura sort of pace.
Quicker than the leaders.
Yeah, on that last lap he was, wasn't he? But what a shame. What a shame. What could have been for Jody Barry. What could be and what will be for one of these riders. 49 versus 516. Yamaha versus Aprilia. These two manufacturers fighting it out for the manufacturer's title. And we just saw at the start of this lap a little glance over the shoulder from Hayden Schultz. We know Mazziato is a demon on the brakes. We know that Hayden Schultz can be aggressive and that he will carry some corners with different lines through that final sector. Mazziato so quick through that loop.
Yeah, that last sector, Anthony Mazziato really has that bike working well. Looks like it changes direction really good. Looks like he's going to try to make a pass. He's right there on him.
Heading down into turns 1, has a little look, no way through. Hayden Schultz over the bumps. Takes a lot of curb. That always makes me flinch a little bit. We've seen how things could go wrong there if you're just a little bit offline, but no issue for these two. They're very evenly matched. A 1/10 of a second between them. Mazziato swarming all over the back of him, looking left, looking right. Nowhere to pass through here, though. It's really follow my leader.
No, but we've seen some passes, getting a good run out of here, setting them up for the next corner. But Hayden is really strong through that turn 4 to 5 area. And you can see pulls away a couple bike lengths.
Hard on the brakes then into the triple apex left-hander, Cody Wyman. 3 seconds now behind, but interestingly for Wyman, he's got a 2.4 second advantage over Corey Ventura. This will be a pretty historic day for Cody Wyman if he can manage to get on the podium. At the front then, it looks like Hayden Schultz, as you said, just able to stretch that advantage a little bit, but this is where, a little bit like Hayden Gillen versus Corey Alexander, isn't it? It's this part of the lap where Mazziato is just able to close back in. You see there, just takes 2 or 3 bike lengths back out of him, and it's status quo. Where's he going to make the move?
I don't know. I mean, time's running out. He's got to be a little bit closer if he's going to try to make a move on the last lap. But we only got one lap and a handful of corners left to go.
Hard on the brakes, Mazziato again, closing in, a little bit defensive there. And that's good bike positioning by Hayden Schultz. He's going to force Mazziato to go so deep. And Mazziato able to turn the Aprilia. Surely you could, well, I suppose you could. You could stuff it up the inside there, I guess. Oh, Mazziato again takes a lot of curb. Here we go then, 1 lap to go. It is Yamaha leading, Aprilia in second. Cycletech Racing versus Rodeo Racing down in towards the first corner. Very different lines there. Mazziato trying to carry the corner speed. Now he wants the momentum, Roger, as he comes through into this first long left-hander. This is where he was quick the last time. Let's see if he can do it again. Yeah, it looks like he's not close enough to make the pass, but he's got to stay closer where, you know, through this sector where we've seen Hayden really quick through this next left-hander. But Anthony's just got to get closer if he's going to be able to take a shot on this last lap. But look at Anthony, bike sliding around everywhere. Yeah, Hayden Schultz will be waiting for the attack. Surely, if Anthony Mazziato gets a sniff of a double win, and it'll be the first double win for the HSBK Warhorse Rodeo Racing team, he will go for it. Now he's going to get a bit closer. This is, well, see the suspension working overtime here. Now then, this is where Mazziato is a little bit quicker. You can see him trying to square that corner off. Horsepower hill through turn 9, in towards turn 10 and 11. Left-hander, that's where he's going to go for it. Yep, turn 11, gonna... Ooh. And here he goes, thinks about it, there's no way through. That was a good, again, bike placement from Hayden Schultz. How wide can you make an R7? We're going to find out, but let's see. You're in a little bit wide there, so I don't know. We've seen him kind of look at that, you know, that last left. He's going to have a lunge. He is surely going to have a lunge. He lets the brakes off. Through he goes. Can he get it stopped? Oh, that was perfect. Oh, he goes a little bit wide. Here comes Hayden Schultz around the outside. He does a block pass trying to get through. He's going to go wide. Hayden Schultz tries to come back under the inside. He thought about it. There's no way through. It is going to be 2 from 2. It's the gentleman's set. It's the pole position. And it is a double Twins Cup win for Anthony Mazziato. That was a perfect last lap. Hayden Schultz thought about making a move. And what about it? Corey Alexander. Let's start that again. Cody Wyman gets into third position. Here comes Jody Barry. He's going to finish a lap behind. Caleb de Keyrel will finish in 11th position, but Cody Wyman gets his first ever Twins Cup podium. Anthony Mazziato gets the double. Hayden Schultz in third. Blake Davis gets the better of Corey Ventura to finish in fourth. Blake Davis's end of the race pace is amazing, but just got to figure out those first 5 laps, kind of like Rocco Landers in Supersport. Yeah, absolutely. We now just wait for the other riders to come across the line. That penalty for Edoardo Mazzoli will take place. So it is Anthony Mazziato, Hayden Schultz, Cody Wyman, Blake Davis, Corey Ventura, Ben Gloddy credited with 6th, Teague Hobbs in 7th, Michael Henao in 8th, Liam McDonald in 9th, Caleb de Keyrel credited with 10th position because of the penalty for Edoardo Mazzoli. In fact, Mazzoli has pitted. Mazzoli pits before the race is over. So we don't know whether that was a problem, but he pits and he will not score any points. Mazziato then waves to the crowd. That was a perfectly executed final lap. Yeah, I mean, that last sector, we've seen him the previous laps, was really strong through that. He waited to the last lap, and when he made that pass, the tricky part is getting it stopped. Let's have a look then here. He was thinking about it. He made the move, lets the brakes off. Yeah, and you can just see now right here, just getting it stopped, and you can see Hayden going to set up wide and try to get the run down the hill, but Anthony knew. And then as he goes through this right, he's got the position. Now watch Anthony close this next left off, not letting Hayden try to get that run. Yeah, here's another replay. And I tell you what, Mazziato was lucky not to go down there. Manages to hold it. And then this is what you're talking about, isn't it? He was tight, so he drifts up, and look at Hayden. Thinks he's going to make the move, but he would have knocked Anthony down. And Mazziato took the win. I mean, I guess the difference would have been if that had been the last sector, and there's Mrs. Rodeo pretty happy with that for the win. Yeah, they enjoyed that. I guess Hayden Schultz may have just let the brakes off had that been the last lap and the title was at stake. Yeah. You would have changed it. Mazziato, his first double, I believe. I think it is. Yeah.
Hayden could also maybe been a little bit left on the track too.
Yeah, really happy for Anthony Mazziato and for that rodeo team. Oh, we're going to get a burnout, are we? Oh, we are. We're going to get a full-on Anthony Mazziato burnout. Here we go. The crowd are loving that down there. Oh, careful. Don't bunny hop over the wall. Dear me. Let's have a look then at the results. That would have given a little bit of a fright to that lady in the deck chair there, wouldn't it? Mazziato takes a 0.3 of a second win, his first double win in Twins Cup. Hayden Schultz gets Yamaha onto the podium and Cody Wyman in third. Blake Davis fourth, Ben Gloddy just behind Corey Ventura. Teague Hobbs, Michael Henao, a double top 8 for him this weekend. Great to see that, Roger. And Liam McDonald's in ninth. Let's have a look back. That was a great race. We've seen 2 great races, more to come. Anthony Mazziato wondered where his Wilbur watch was. Well, that is coming along with the 25 points and the trophy. Lights off into turn 1. He led from the start. We then saw the fluorescent helmet of Keyrel de Keyrel, the defending champion, making short work of his teammate around the outside into second place. And then it really was the Caleb show.
Yeah, from there, Caleb just makes his way right to the front, makes a great pass. Coming into turn 13, where we've seen Anthony Mazziato make the pass for the win, and from there he just had his head down and was putting the laps in, track record pace, look on the inside, turn 6, and from there everything went good. Actually, Johnny crashed.
Did go down, so that is why he came in and pitted. Then we saw de Keyrel out front, as you said, Roger. Lovely little move, and then we saw this. The runaway race leader, Caleb de Keyrel, throws the 25 points away. A fortunate mistake for him, and then the body language of these 2 riders changed. All of a sudden, it was game on for the win.
Yeah, you could see just these 2 in the last lap. Anthony Mazziato makes the pass, take a look at Hayden. Hayden's not giving up just yet.
And over the line then for Anthony Mazziato, the rodeo racing horse HSBK machine. Look at that, the wheelie, the burnout, and Hayden Schultz puts his hands on his head. He can't believe what happened. I mean, all credit to Hayden though. He defended as hard as he could.
He did all he could. He rode a great race.
Let's go down to the Parc Fermé, JW, with a very, very happy Anthony Mazziato.
Not just back-to-back wins, but also what he really wanted, the Wilbur watch. We will bring Terry Cargis, the CMO of MotoAmerica, here to present the watch, and I know you wanted this one bad. Anthony Mazziato has won 2 races this weekend, and he's your top qualifier, so he wins the Wilbur watch. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Corey.
All right, there it is, Anthony Mazziato. I know you wanted that one bad.
Good job, bud.
Thank you very much. Awesome. You wanted it bad. You were pointing to your wrist before that race even started. You wanted the Wilbur watch in the worst way, but I'm sure you wanted the race win too. It wasn't doubt. You had to go down to the last lap to get it.
Oh yeah, that was an awesome race. Caleb was really ripping. It's a shame that he crashed because honestly, I don't think I was going to be able to catch him. So he was riding really awesome. Once Hayden came by me and I looked back and I didn't see there was anyone near us, I just waited. I was waiting for the last lap. I was either going to pass him into turn 10 or into the last top of the hill, and I couldn't get him into 10. It pinched me off real tight there, so I knew I had to set it up into the last corner, and he went in there so deep. I didn't think I was going to get a stop, but I almost tucked the front, saved it, and it's awesome racing with these guys as always, and I can't thank my Rodeo Warhorse Racing HSBK crew enough for everything they've done for me this weekend. It couldn't have gone any better, honestly.
No doubt about it. Show off that watch. I know he's proud of the Wilbur watch and the back-to-back race wins for Anthony Mazziato. And real quick, we are sliding over here to second place. And second place, Hayden, you said earlier in the weekend how hard it was going to be to have perfect laps in your out front. That's what you needed to do. Couldn't quite make that breakaway.
Yeah, dude, this one hurts a lot. Cycle Tech guys gave me a great bike. We've been really working hard back home at the shop at Dreyer Motorsports, and I've been really working hard off the bike to be in shape for races like this, and to come so close to lead the last lap and then to have that happen, that's tough. But it's just fuel for the fire. So we're going to come back out in 2 weeks at Laguna, and I'm going to be working my butt off to be better prepared. But hats off to Anthony, man. He rode a great race, and hats off to Caleb. He was setting down some really fast laps, and like Anthony said, it was going to be tough to catch him. But unfortunately, he had a tip over, and we kind of inherited the lead. And yeah, not how I want it to end, but we're there, man. We're so close. So next round, we're going to keep the ball rolling and see if we can't get that win.
All right, Hayden Schultz, everything but the win in that one on the number 49. And we switch over to third place. I think he had to go because he's racing Junior Cup a little bit later. It's really stepping up the game. So I'm just going to have you folks cheer for the 34. Great job by Wyman here taking third place. Stepping up to the Twins Cup podium. And pulling double duty. Good job, Cody Wyman. Take it away, guys.
Okay, the top three then getting ready for the podium. And as Jason said, Cody Wyman will really have to be quick because he's on track next. In fact, the track is already open, so he will not take part in the podium. But he won't mind too much with that one, Roger. He maybe has the chance now to do a double podium.
No, and I think right now with the way he rode in that race, he's got to be feeling pretty confident. And also coming off the track, he's going to know what it's going to feel like.
Hayden Schultz then jumps onto the box, and there is the biggest smile for Anthony Mazziato. He's still waving that watch. He's proud of that one, and rightly so. The pole position and the double win. It's been a great weekend for the rodeo team because Gus Rodeo also was victorious 24 hours ago in the first STG Junior Cup race. There's a real opportunity here, Roger, for them to do 4 race wins in 2 classes.
Yeah, and that would be great for that team. I'm sure now they're kind of thinking about that, and that's a little extra pressure now on Gus to go out there and get it done.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, we don't see the third place finisher, Cody Wyman. He, of course, now getting onto the track, getting ready to go racing in the Junior Cup. Big smile still there for Anthony. Of course, the next time we see these guys will be at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. That's in a couple of weeks' time. And Dara down there, he's getting ready for the party at the paddock at Laguna Seca. Stay with us. We are going to take a short break, but there's more to come on MotoAmerica Live Plus after this.